Now, inequalities are slightly different to equations. One of the most noticeable differences is they don't have equal signs in them. So let's first of all look at what the inequality signs mean. There are 4 inequality signs that you need to be aware of. The first one means greater than. So an example of where it would be used is in 5 is greater than 2. The next one means less than. So an example where that would be used is that 1 is less than 7. The next one means greater than or equal to. Essentially, it's the greater than sign with an additional dash below that represents the equal to part. And the fourth one is less than or equal to. And you can see again, it's the same as the less than sign with that extra dash on the bottom. Now, where you use inequality signs, first of all, may be when you show inequalities on a number line. If the inequality does not include the number, for example, x greater than 4, then an open circle would be shown on the number line. But if it does include the number, for example, x less than or equal to -2, then a closed circle is used. So both of these inequalities I'm going to show you now. So the inequality x greater than 4. If we have our number line, we're therefore, because it doesn't include the number, going to have an open circle there. Now, because x has got to be greater than 4, we now need to draw an arrow showing all those numbers greater than 4, as you can see on the diagram here. The next inequality was x less than or equal to -2. So again, we need our number line. But remember, this time, because it's allowed to include -2, we're going to have a closed circle in there. And then again, we draw our arrow to show all those numbers that satisfy the inequality. Any number that is less than -2. Now, what happens if we have an inequality that's between 2 numbers? Well, let's look at an example here. -3 and 5 are the 2 numbers that x can be between. Notice that x is supposed to be larger than -3, but less than or equal to 5. So if we have our number line again, our 2 numbers in the inequality get marked on. -3 though will be an open circle, and 5 will be a closed circle. Then the inequality are all those numbers between the 2, which we join up with a straight line. Okay, so we've seen how to indicate an inequality on a number line. Now we're going to look at how you solve an inequality. Now essentially we can use the same sort of methods we've learnt for solving equations. Let's take a look at this example and then we'll do some together on the board. Solving an inequality can use the same method as solving an equation. For example, if we want to solve the inequality 3x minus 4 less than 11, we can simply add 4 to both sides. That gives us 3x less than 15. Then we need to divide both sides by 3, and that will leave us with x less than 5. Remember, when you solve an inequality, you're not getting an exact value for x, but a list of possible numbers that could be x. Okay, so let's solve some inequalities together on the board. The first one we'll have a look at is 4x minus 3 is less than or equal to 5. So again, using our balance method, we're going to add 3 to both sides, giving us 4x less than or equal to 8. And then to get rid of that 4, we're going to divide both sides by 4, leaving us with x less than or equal to 2. So it's important to remember that in these you don't get an exact value for x. X can be, in this case, any number that is less than or equal to 2, and it would still satisfy the inequality. Okay, so another example, this one where we've got x's on both sides. 3x is greater than x plus 7. So just as we would with an equation, we need to rearrange and get all of our x's on the same side. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring this x over here. Remember, same rules apply. When I take x over, it's going to become minus x, leaving me with 3x minus x is greater than 7. Simplifying, 3x take away x is 2x, and that's still greater than 7. So our final answer, remember, we need just x on its own. So we're going to divide by 2, leaving us with x greater than 7 over 2, which you could write as 3.5. So I'll give you both, but either one would get you the mark in the exam. Okay, so last inequality we'll look at, 4x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 2x plus 13. So again, just as we would with the equations, we're going to rearrange, take all our x's over to one side, all the whole numbers onto the other, and work out our answer. 2x we bring over, and the minus 3 is going to come over to join the 13. Remembering they change sign when we take them over, it's going to give us 4x take away 2x is greater than or equal to minus 3, remember when it came over became 3 plus 13. 4x take away 2x is 2x, and it's still greater than or equal to 3 plus 13, 16. Final part, we're going to divide both sides by 2 to leave us with x greater than or equal to 8.